I mean, just imagine how universe has conspired everything. That same day, these two films come out
Unbelievable, na?
about Kerala, two absolutely opposite sides of coin. Like one is all love, this one,
Another is all
other
hate.
is all hate.
That's what I feel, and that's what I say in my Kerala, because I reviewed this film, the Kerala story. And I said the one thing which I said, that when you're dealing with a sensitive topic, because every state, every country, we all have our pros and cons. We have a good side, we have a bad side, and I said that when you're dealing with a sensitive topic, you have to deal it with sensitivity, because there are people who have gone through this. There are people who have been brainwashed, whose lives, their families lives have been ruined. So you have to deal it with a lot of sensitivity to
Yeah.
actually make people aware that yes, this has been an issue, and this is how people dealt with it, or the government dealt with it.
Yeah.
And they didn't show how the government curbed it, because the government also did its job, right? So I feel that it's a missed opportunity. They could have done so much
So
to
much
stop it.
because see, it's not a fictional story, it's a real incident. Okay,
Correct.
it did happen in Kerala, so these
Correct.
facts exist, right? So as a filmmaker, or as the team which was at the helm, they could have done so much. They
So
could have
much.
handled it in a much better manner. And just imagine, like, it forget about the facts and the propaganda or whatever. Forget about that for a minute. Even filmmaking wise, it
Hmm.
it just didn't look like a good film. Like the execution of so many flaws. I went with a friend, and there was a scene where, if you remember, there are these terrorists who are recording a video message for the world, and
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
in one sentence he says bhasa and bhasha. So I mean, I was like, if I could catch it in a blink of an eye, how did they leave this scene in this? Like, that's a basic.
Yeah.
And then the worst part was the accent. I mean,
Yeah.
literally, like,
I mentioned this in the review
in
also,
your
that
review, yeah,
they
just
could have.
45 people are watching right now. I'm sure most of them are Malayali. Even if they speak Hindi, even if they speak English, anything, even in Malayalam, like, how on earth can somebody pronounce makeup for makeup? It's
I
an
get.
English word. Makeup,
I get.
makeup is an English word. Why will they say makeup
Yeah.
even if there is an accent?
Yeah,
So,
yeah. They could have done so much. That's the
they,
literal. I keep
they,
mentioning this in my review, that
yeah,
it's such a missed opportunity that you could have
they
dealt
could have
this stuff.
they could have they could have cast people from Kerala who speak Hindi, but then at least the accent would have landed genuinely, right? The casting could have been so much better. The whole production, like, it felt like a
I think
low budget production.
I feel that a lot of people would not want to be a part of a movie like this. That's what I genuinely feel.
Even
That
if that's the case, there are
yeah,
so many Malayali actors in Mumbai also, like, who would know Hindi and Malayalam both.
yeah,
So at least if that would have been done, like, the homework seems to be not done enough. The only focus seems to be on the hate factor,
yeah,
the versus factor.
yeah.
and and I'm not saying it's just Hindu versus Muslim or anything like that. It's just you and us and them.
Correct.
So that when that angle takes the precedence, when that is your priority, of course, then you don't care about how the film looks on screen, how the technical
Exactly.
aspects. Yeah.
Because you like technically also, and I mentioned this, I was like, okay, by cinematography, I'm like, okay, fine, it's fine, I'll let it go.
Hmm.
But the BGM, it was just so caricaturish and stereotypical. I'm like, dude, really, we are not in early 2000s anymore.
Yeah.
You could have done away with such a BGM. But anyway, that's that. We'll come back to this movie that we
Yeah,
are
yeah, yeah, yeah,
discussing.
absolutely. Because as I don't know if you have seen This Is Us. There is a dialogue in that if life gives you lemon, even if you cannot make lemonade, make something resembling to lemonade. So when life gives you a Kerala story, make it 2018, and not the Kerala story which is about hate and it divides you, you know. Uh, and there is a reason also why people in Kerala won't accept it as their own, right? Because
Hmm.
uh, the name, the title says the Kerala story, so that that's kind of
Yeah,
categorizing everybody under
the
one.
everybody, exactly. I
Yeah,
think
so
that was that and the number 32,000 was like the main
32,000,
topic
of course.
topic of debate in the
And
news.
how stupid that was to
Yeah,
just put an average, like, multiplied by 10.
that
Why
shows the
can't
lack
you?
of research.
Yeah, why can't you assume, if like how you're assuming that let's multiply it by 10, why can't you also assume that what if the authorities and the government worked to crack it down, so the numbers might have also come down, fluctuated, right?
Correct,
So
correct.
those kind of things, like, really, they made a fool out of themselves.
Right.
And
But
nobody from Kerala, no Malayali around the world would want to be a part of this sort of an identity.
of course,
That's why.
and I'm very happy to see that the movie did not get banned in Kerala, though it got banned in West
Yeah,
Bengal and
again,
Tamil Nadu.
that shows how welcoming or how
Uh,
tolerable they are.
So, because I don't support ban of any kind, especially in a democracy, it's like, let people accept or reject it. So I'm that way. Also, I'm very happy that in the state of Kerala they did not actually ban the film.
This is such a good comment. It says Malayalam films are raising the bar, so why Kerala story was crushed by 2018 by default. That's the power of storytelling. That's the
Storytelling. That's the most
Yeah,
important thing.
that's the power of good cinema. Like,
Correct.
once Anurag Kashyap had said that there should be films of every kind. Like, even if a director wants to say the story, the Kerala story in his way, let him do that. No film
Hmm.
is flawless. Like, every film will have the flaw. But, you know, storytelling is one thing, but to maintain that sort of a benchmark which Malayalam films have been, maintaining for the last few years,
Right.
I'm telling you, like, this is, like, this just struck me right now. If Kerala story would have been made by a Malayali director with, a team from there,
Right.
I'm sure they would still have done justice to the story, the real story, and they would have handled it with so much more sensitivity, and it would have been a neutral take basically.
I said the same thing in my review. Like I would want the Malayalam industry to actually make the story
Yeah,
and show the story of these victims.
yeah, yeah,
So yeah, I
because
mentioned the exact same thing.
because it happened with one of their own. So
True.
even Shalini Unnikrishnan also deserves her story to be told in a
Of course.
manner it deserves to be.